Welcome back to Julie's Wreath Boutique. Tonight we are going to make some beautiful door decor, graveside decor with these angel frames from Reef of Joy. Now, they sent me 2 wreath frames. These are it. But they also sent me 2 extra ones. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to make some with all the things that I have on hand, and I'm going to give away the extra angel wreath frames that they sent just for one of you. But you have to comment on this video and you have to find out what I need at the end of this video. So like I said, I wanted to use what I already had on hand, and this, I want to say button grass or fern type grass I had on hand. We're going to use some of that. We're also going to use some of this eucalyptus. Again, this is all stuff I had. I'm not sure if I got it this year or last year. I know this stem came from Michael's, but I also know that Reef of Joy has so many things to offer. So if you want to get some beautiful greenery, you can definitely get it from Reef of Joy. Now, what I wanted to do originally, I thought I was going to put like a little foam block, but then I watched some of Ronnie's videos and she doesn't use the little block foams, and I thought that's perfect. We're not going to either. So we're going to start by kind of building out the way that we want this to look. We want it to be balanced on each side, and I end up at the end cutting some of this greenery down because it was kind of overpowering my wings. But this is such a great way to honor people that we love, or just angel wings in general is just a beautiful statement. So what we're going to do is we're going to start zip tying the kind of the base of our greenery and florals together here. And then I kind of went through a lot of different ideas of flowers and stuff, and this is kind of where I landed on. This is an old stem. I think came from Michael's. That might have come from Hobby Lobby. I can't remember. The full tag wasn't on there. But that ribbon, you can still get this ribbon at Reef of Joy. And let me tell you, it's a luxury ribbon. It's so good. It feels so good on your hands when you're making a bow. But I wanted to kind of just fill in with just a little bit more of a floral hint. Okay, so we're not going to be filling this with a ton of florals. We're going to keep this simple because this is not a really big angel wings. These are about 17 inches, I believe, from top to bottom, and about 14 inches from the width. I could be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But I just wanted it to be simple, and I wanted you to feel like you could make this. And if you've already ordered from Reef of Joy, number one, you're going to want to use my coupon code Julie10. I'll put it here on the screen. You'll get an additional 10% off. I'll leave all the links down below in the description box for you to make an order. So again, you're going to just kind of like step back and look how you like it. See how I'm kind of taking some in and out. Now I will add a little bit of hot glue here in a moment, but I want to add a few more zip ties just to make sure that that center of the connection of both sides of greeneries and florals is going to hold. So we're going to do like 3 total zip ties here. And then what we'll do is we'll connect it to this wreath frame. And honestly, by doing this, we're not like gluing anything down. So if you wanted to kind of give this a nice fresh update, so let's use this for an example. If you wanted to do this in memorial for someone at their gravesite, right? As you can see, I'm showing you how to just take a zip tie up in the middle between the 2 different slots here. I did do 2. We kind of do this X pattern. You're going to see how I put it all together in a moment. But the reason why I didn't want to glue this down is sometimes the flowers in the greenery will fade, but that wreath frame is made out of metal and it will be just fine. So I can take this off and I can maybe change the florals for spring, change them for fall, maybe do a Christmas theme. Ronnie has the most beautiful Christmas angel wings that you've ever seen. You need to go check her page out. She goes live all the time showing you how to make this stuff. But as you can see, we're putting it on, and now that's not going to go anywhere because we have secured it really, really well. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to add a bow to this. And then after we're done making the bow, then we'll make sure everything is secure. Now, I'm going to use the Pro Bow 4-in-1. It's one of my favorite bow makers other than the Pro Bow the hand. We're going to start with a long piece so that we have a good tail here. And I like to twist it before I put it on my wreath board or my bow board here. We're going to do about 5 inches here of the loops. We're going to do 2 loops on each side. Again, I'm going to twist it before I put it down in between the 2 pegs. And you're going to do the same here. Now, I will leave you my link for this as well if you're looking for the Pro Bow 4-in-1. I'll leave it here, but I'll also on the screen, but I'll also leave it in the description box if you want to purchase it online as well. And this is so pretty. I love this ribbon. I think this ribbon came from Hobby Lobby, but I'm not sure. It wasn't on like a roll, so I can't remember exactly where this came from, but I just loved the look of it. So we're just going to cut the tail, and we are going to add this beautiful magnolia ribbon. Now, this ribbon I made on a wreath about a year or so ago for my own front door. And let me tell you, when I made this and put the bow, this ribbon did not move. So it's just really super nice ribbon. It's the deluxe brand, and you can get it from Reef of Joy. They have like a 2.5-inch version of this. And definitely look at this ribbon. It's one of my favorites, obviously, because I'm using it again. But we're going to do the 4-inch mark here. We're going to do 2 loops on each side. And then what we're going to do is we are going to do another loop on the inside, but we're going to do 4 inches on each side twice. So you go back and forth, measure from the previous loop, twist and put in between the 2 dowels, do it again. And this is all in real time. I'm not sped this up at all. This is why a bow maker is so handy. But at the end of this video, I'm going to show you how to make one by hand too. So now we're doing one about 3 inches or maybe 3.5 inches, just a little bit shorter than the previous bows, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to twist it, and now we're going to make like a little button nose. And at this point, I'm just kind of seeing what looks good, and about a 2-inch, 2.5-inch loop, and then we're going to cut the tail on this. Now, here's the thing. I know that the tail is coming out the same side that we started on, but that's okay. You're going to see the method here in a moment. So we're going to cut this tail. We're going to fluff this bow up. We're going to add the wire. My little ribbon just popped out there. So remember, we put that wire at the beginning. So we're going to bring it up. This is just the way that I prefer to do it. You don't have to do it this way. You could do it the absolute reverse, but I like to pull it really good and tight. And then I bring it up and I tie it in the back. See how that's nicely stacked? And I like to pull it and then twist it. Then what we're going to do is fluff this bow up, and we're going to put this on our frame here. It was so pretty. Now, once you get the frame all together here, you're going to need to add your bow. You don't want the bow to overpower this angel wing, but you also want it to be kind of a focal point. Now, at the end of this, I don't show you this, but I ended up, for the photo of this particular wreath, I ended up cutting off the tails of the magnolia ribbon because I love the way that the previous ribbon looked, and it just kind of felt like it was competing with this wreath. And I also trim up a lot of this greenery on this wreath as well. So I just wasn't quite happy with it. So once you get your wreath on, or your bow on your wreath, and I know I keep calling this a wreath, but to me it's a wreath, and you're just going to fluff out all that ribbon, okay? Now what you're going to see next is me kind of editing all of this up. I'm going to just work on the ribbon, see how I want the tails. I'm going to do a little bit of glue on the tips of these little, just kind of like fall vintage florals, and add a few in there. I like the little wreath, or not the little wreath, Julie. words are hard, leaf, not wreath, leaf that it showed. And then we're going to cut the edges of our ribbon as well. Now, like I said, I ended up cutting off the tails of my magnolia just because I liked the way it looked. It just kind of, sometimes less is more, and this was the case that I didn't feel like it really needed it, right? So once you do this and you're ready to kind of edit your wreath, then what I did was I just kind of trimmed everything down. Okay, so when I'm looking at this, I'm like, I'm not done. So, and I even trimmed this even more. So sometimes you need to take a step back and look at your project, and you need to say, this is overpowering the angel part of this wreath, and I want to kind of not do that. And so sometimes you have to edit. But I think it came out beautiful. And now I'm going to show you how to do something a little different with the American flag angel wreath frame. Now, what I did was I got out this little new cutter that I've shared with you guys several times on my Facebook page, but this will cut mesh. Let me show you what I did. So I cut this mesh about 18 inches long. You could do this even shorter if you want, if you didn't have a lot of mesh, but this worked really well. So I just used this to cut. And if you don't want to get out that, wood burner or a rotary cutter, this is a really fun tool to have. It'll even cut cardboard. So what I did was I cut white, red, and blue mesh that I already had, and I cut two of them each, but I only ended up using one each. So this is all you're going to need. One red, one white, one blue, okay? And then what we're going to do is we're going to ruffle these and put them kind of like part of the bow onto this American flag eagle. Now I'm going to get my Pro Bow, the 4-in-1 out again, only to use it for kind of a placeholder. I'm going to roll in the mesh on each side, and then we're going to ruffle it. And once you have it ruffled, you're going to flip it over, and then you're going to put it in between the two pegs. Or you can use like a chip clip or clothespin if you don't have something like this. Then I'm going to use the white, because I always think red, white, and blue, and that's kind of the order that I go in. You're going to do the same thing with the white and the same thing with the blue, and we're going to stack it on top of each other here. Now, one of the things I forgot to do is I forgot to add a wire here, so I'm going to add that after we put the blue one on so that you can see. But this is just going to give us a little bit of volume and depth to our memorial angel wings. I think this is perfect. Or maybe somebody who's been in the military would love this, and I'm actually giving this to a friend who has served his country and is now retired. So we're going to take this off. We're going to add a wire onto it, and then what we're going to do is make a bow. Now I'm going to show you how to make a bow on the Pro Bow 4-in-1 for this particular wreath, but stay tuned, guys, because I'm going to show you how to make the exact same bow by hand in case you don't have this bow maker, or maybe you just don't have the funds to get it right now. I still want to make sure that you can make this bow. First things first, we're going to put the wire on the bow maker. This is just my preference. You can do it afterwards. It's totally up to you. I just went into my ribbon stash and picked out a couple of things, and I found this really pretty flag ribbon. I think this either came from Hobby Lobby or Joann's. That's how old it is. If it came from Joann's, we know about that. May they rest in peace. Now we're going to add about a 5-inch tail. Okay, we're going to twist it and now put it onto our bow maker. Then we're going to go over and we're going to make a loop about 4.5 inches long. Okay, we're going to twist it again and make another loop on the other side and make it the same length, 4.5 inches. You're going to come back to the middle, you're going to gather and twist, all right? Then we're going to do it again, and I think we did it twice on each side, and then we'll add some red ribbon. Really, you can do whatever you want with this. I just was using what I had, and I didn't want to buy anything new because, again, I have a lot of ribbon. I do. My daughter even was playing around with it and organizing it for me the other day. But now that you have that done, now you can cut a tail, again, around 5 inches, and you're going to dovetail it, all right? So listen, while I'm dovetailing this, are you a person who sells their wreaths? Do you sell your crafts? Are you frustrated with the market right now? You need to get in Julie's Biz Boutique. I will leave the link down below. This is a monthly group that I run that I teach you everything I know about selling wreaths, building your brand on social media, and I would love to have you as a member of that group. All right. If that's not for you, that's okay too. I would love for you to keep watching here, and I even have a membership if you want to watch these videos early. You get the first watch. It's called the First Watch Member. Now we're going to do the next bow around 4 inches, and we're only going to do 1 loop on each side, and then we're going to add the tail at the end just like we did before. Okay, so this is just a very minimal bow, but this is a cute bow. This is like so nice, and this would be perfect as like bow bundles on a mesh style wreath. Maybe you want to put it on a gift. This is so easy to do. But again, you're going to watch till the end because I'm going to show you how to do this by hand as well. I don't want you guys to not know how to do that. All right. So now that we have the bow, we're going to take our wire up, we're going to twist it, and we're going to put this on our wreath. And we're going to put it all together. It's so, so easy to do. Isn't she pretty? I love how she turned out. So here's how we're going to put it together. We're going to take and put our little mesh bundle on the center of our frame here, same area that we did it before, but we're just going to use wire instead of a zip tie. You're going to secure that really well, twist it really good, and then you're going to add the bow on top in the center there, okay? Once you get that bow on, then we're going to add a little bit of florals if you want. I wanted to add just a little bit, but honestly, just this little bit here would be so pretty. And again, if this stuff faded, you could take it off and you could just start over again. So because these are metal frames, and I love that, you can see where you can hang it up and it's just going to be beautiful. Now, one of the things that I wanted to do was add a little bit of greenery, a little bit of floral to this. So we're going to just fluff our bow up, get it the way we want it to look. And then I went to my stash. I found this baby breath and I thought, I'm going to add this to the wreath. Again, just something I had on hand. I just kind of cut it. I have no idea where I even got this. This is one of those things where you're like, okay, I'll use it. And we're just going to cut little pieces, and I am going to glue this inside to the mesh. But again, it's not glued on the frame, which will make it a very nice, easy way to replace the middle section if you so desire. This is totally up to you if you want to add it or not, but I felt like it added just a little bit more depth, and I love a good baby's breath. It's just turned out so good. But I think these are so beautiful. I love these frames. I've been seeing these for years and I've never used them. Isn't that surprising? I mean, I literally have seen these for years, probably the last 5 years. I don't know why I've never even tried them, but I'm so thankful to have tried them, and I love how this turned out, and it's beautiful and ready to give to my friend. All right, so now I'm going to tell you a couple of things. First, we're going to do this by hand, and then I'm going to tell you what to do to get entered into the giveaway. I'm going to ship it to somebody who lives in the United States of America, okay? Because unfortunately, the shipping would be way too much if I sent it overseas. All right, so we're going to start with a 5-inch tail. We're going to dovetail it, and then we're going to 9 inches. This is where a ruler or one of these comes in really handy. So we're going to do 9-inch loops, and you're going to come back to the middle. You're going to do 2 on each side. Now, if you want to be entered into this giveaway, all you have to do is comment in the description, or not in the description. Oh, why do I say that? In the comments. You're going to comment in the comments, guys. All right. And you're going to tell me which one you loved better, the American flag one or the cream colored angel wings. All right. And that will get you entered. Now, what we're going to do with this bow is we're going to add a zip tie to this. This is kind of like the placeholder for this bow, right? And that way we can set it to the side, and we will stack the red bow on top of this one in a moment. And so whenever you're making a bow like this, think about it as stacking. So if you want to use different loop sizes, different ribbon, just make that part of the bow and add a zip tie and put it to the side. And then the next section of bows need to have smaller loops. That's really the key. That's all there is to it. And so that's how you can kind of stack these and do it by hand if you want. All right, so we're going to use this red bow again. We do the little, cutting of the tail here first. Now this one we're going to do about 4 inches on the tail because we want it a little bit smaller. And now we're going to do 8-inch lengths. And you're going to do 1, 2, and then you're going to cut the tail. And this is going to look just like the previous bow we just made, even though I used different ribbon. I'm not sure why I did that, but you know how it all goes, right? So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's video. I enjoyed making it for you. Make sure to go over to Reef of Joy, take a look at all the beautiful supplies that they have for crafting and wreath making, and they have a whole lot of other things too, even if you're not a crafter. But you're going to take a wire and you're going to go over top. You're going to twist it really good, and then you're going to fluff your bow. So how are you going to enter to win both of those extra angel frames that I have to give away? You're going to comment in the description. Why do I keep saying description box? You're going to comment in the comments, guys. No description box. You can't do that. I can. I hope you're having a good laugh at that. I just seriously, perimenopause is getting my brain every single day, but here I am, still standing, still working. But comment and let me know which one was your favorite, or are both your favorite, and that will enter you in. Remember, this will only go to somebody living in the United States of America, and unfortunately I can't ship overseas or to Canada or Mexico. But make sure to subscribe if you love crafty content. I'm your girl, and who will win, we'll announce it next week, and we'll message you here and find your info to send these off to you. Have a great week. See you later.